All right, everybody, good morning. Before we get started, if you guys could let me know real quick if you've got audio. I know yesterday morning we had some issues. I don't want to go through the scan here if you guys don't have audio. So make sure to let me know real quick before we do go ahead and get into it. Let's see. Okay, we're all good. Good stuff. So let me know real quick, who caught LGVN this morning in pre-market? I know it was a little bit early. But we played it from 220 to about 285 this morning. Now it's back around probably about 6:30 actually, so it was a little bit early. But it did pull back again, test the entry again around 7 o'clock, so it gave a little bit of time for entry there, about 30 minutes. Just about 30 minutes for entry there before it actually made its move, so not too bad, not too bad. But, so what I want to talk about here is, of course, yesterday we had CPI at 8:30, we also had FOMC at 2 o'clock. So we had a lot that happened yesterday and a lot of news that really has to get digested into today. So really today we're going to have to give the market at least a little bit of time after the open today to try to find its way. It might be a little bit more than usual. Maybe it's 5 or 10 minutes. I'm probably going to lean more towards 10 minutes just to really get an idea of what the actual direction is going to be today. Otherwise, there's going to be so much emotion of it trying to digest at the bell today. So please be careful and just sit back and be patient for a little bit. Yesterday was super choppy. Not really a whole lot that we could play at all yesterday. It was kind of like a one step forward, one step back type day. We take a small win, then we take a loss. We take a small win, take a loss. And it's just like, at that point, it's a waste of our time. It's a waste of our energy. It's a waste of our emotional capabilities. So it's just like, just step away. So that's what we did yesterday. We stepped away about 10:15, super early, just because it was clearly not a day to be exposing yourself. And FOMC days typically are not. So what we have for this morning, let's go through the scan real quick. I do want to look at STSS for the morning. I don't know how I like it yet, but I do want to look at it. It is one of our key gappers this morning, so we'll look at that in a second. I'm going to go through all of these real quick. I want to look at BRTX. And let me see who caught LGVN real quick. I just realized I completely skipped over the chat. Let's see. Nobody caught it. Man, nobody in the chat saying they caught it. Y'all gotta wake up. Or get the watch list ready the night before or something. Something, man. Alright, so LGVN I don't really like anymore for today. I might watch it again later. I'm no longer in that. Let's see. TSLL, not a fan of Tesla. AVGO, I would love to play AVGO, but it's 1,700 bucks a share. So I'm not even gonna watch it. Not even gonna watch it. They really need to do a split. They really need to do a split. I don't know. Do I like Tesla for today? Do I like her for today? I may not mind watching this out of the open. I don't know how I'll like it yet, but I'll keep an eye on it. Tested 192 this morning. Yeah, I'll look at it after the bell. I don't like it now, but maybe later. Let's see. But yeah, if you ever see an after-hours gapper like LGVN yesterday on the watch list, it's probably going to be early pre-market when it starts to make a move again, just because it's, the last thing that was active the day before. So that's one of those. That's why I got up so early this morning and I was able to catch that, because I was like, well, okay, it was so active yesterday afternoon, big gapper in after hours. It's probably going to be doing something here in pre-market early. So thankfully I was here ready to go and posted up that alert. I know some of you caught it. I know some of you did. Some of you talked about it in the chat. GME, turd, gross. The video 130 is on this, probably testing today. That's so wild. I'm not going to play it today, but it's nuts. HIMS, another strong move yesterday. Not really a fan for today. So right now we've got STSS, BRTX, LGVN, and Tesla. We've got MU as well from the nightly watch list, which we'll go over in a minute. Right now I'm just doing kind of a broad run through. We'll see what we kind of like here, then we'll go through each one individually and see how we like it for today. I just want to quickly run through here and see the ones that I want to be looking through. Save myself some time here. There's MU. So MU is on the watch list for today. Did they halt it? No, it's not halted. Can you still get in with LGVN? Please don't chase that. Please don't chase that. It already hit targets. And that entry was posted about 3 hours ago. But that's why it's so important that you guys do prepare for the next day, the night before. That's why I post up the watch list every night. So you guys have the extra time. And I usually try to get it posted around 8 o'clock. So you guys have the time to actually go in there, get your charts marked up, get ready for the next morning. That way, if you were to get up early this morning with LGVN, you could have looked at it and said, oh, this is on the watch list. It's met criteria. You know, I can take a trade on it. So it's super important you guys do that. All right, I think we've pretty much gone through all of our gappers. There really isn't too much. But like I said, we have to wait until the market digests after the open today, so we'll have to see which direction it does choose. As of right now, though, let's go ahead and run through these real quick. Starting with STSS. Penny stock. See if we like this here. It's not a bad look if you want to pull it off of VWAP off 44 cents. But let me look at the daily here and look for our range. Over pre-market highs, you've got range to 55 cents. So there is a smidge of incentive over the highs. Over that, you've got range pretty much to about 70 cents. So you've got 55 and 70 here on STSS. If you want to look for the pullbacks off of VWAP, it could set up pretty nicely for you here at current price. So watch for the dips on this under 47 cents, risking, I would say, a max of 43.80. And it's got range to about 55 cents. And that is on STSS. So keep an eye on this for a minute. I might look at it off to the side here in just a few seconds as well. BRTX, going to be next here. BRTX, I want to watch today. This is clean over $2. I mean, this is picture perfect over $2. BRTX over 2. STSS going to be off of 43. Let me get this up real quick. BRTX is going to be over $2 on the flat top breakout. On BRTX, you've got range here. Pretty significant range. If we look at the weekly real quick, we might get a better idea. We've got 230 first on BRTX. 230, and then we've got about 250, 260 on it. So we'll say 230, 250 on BRTX. Keep an eye on STSS, though. Has news this morning as well. And again, I would be watching it off of like 43.80-ish, maybe off just 43 flat. Might be a better idea. Volume isn't too bad either. So again, watch those dips on STSS. I'm going to take some small size on STSS actually. 46 cents. And I'll be risking 43 on this with just small size, risking a quarter of my usual risk, just like we did in the first trade this morning. So pretty much playing with profits here on this trade. But again, I'm in at 46 cents here on STSS, risking 43 with a quarter of my usual risk for the range to 55 cents. Small size. Testing 47 here. I want to see the curl off VWAP. And again, this is on STSS off of 43 cents. Only risking a quarter of my usual risk. Same size that I took on my first trade this morning. The big win on LGVN. While I'm watching this, I'm going to get my chart set up here on BRTX as well. So make sure to do that as well. Get these things pulled up in the meantime. In BRTX, we are watching over $2. It's right now at $1.95. Keeps on testing. 196. So watching BRTX at the same time here, trying to see if we can play that after this here on STSS. And again, that's going to be over $2 there. BRTX breaking 2, keeping an eye on that at the same time here, just watching for now. I want to see a base over 2 in which I'll take an entry. Watching BRTX, guys. Watch for a dip entry on that. Again, I'm watching for dips on BRTX over $2. Cutting STSS for a quarter size loss. Watch how BRTX ends up basing here over $2. Took BRTX at 208, risking 199. Again, I'm in BRTX here at 209. Small size, again, I'm going to look to add over the high of day if we can get the break. Again, watching BRTX on the flat top breakout over $2. Ticker is BRTX over $2. Here's 212. I'm going to go ahead and sell a little bit up here at 212s. $212's going already a quick $120 here on BRTX. $212 trying to break. It's a little bit hesitant up here. I'm going to go ahead and cut it at entry for now. Look to add back in the 204s, 205s if we can. I'll just keep on scalping it until it goes. Made about $100 there from 208 to about 213. Sold a half and then was able to cut the rest there. Taking some again here at 207. Again, just trying to make sure the buyers are going to keep on finding it off these pullbacks. And a quarter risk, as always, in pre-market. Nothing in pre-market should really set the tone for the day. It should be enough to just give yourself some cushion, but that's about it. Here's 210 again off the pullback, thankfully. Getting a nice move again. Sold some here to 211 again. Here's 212 again. Beautiful. These dips are nice. You can just keep on scalping this thing. Look at this. Like it wants to break. Just rinse and repeat. So far, about $285 here on BRTX. Thankfully, we got that nice entry down there at 205 on the re-entry. Keep watching it off the dips as well. Back out at entry again, 208. So again, I was able to scale another bit out there at 212 and then back out again at entry, and I'm just going to look for another dip for an entry again. Every time it finds buyers, it gives me a little bit more confidence. So far, up $255 on BRTX, just scalping the dips. And again, we'll look to play it again and again, hopefully. If it does confirm buyers again. Stuff like this, I mean, I just like playing the dip, sell the rip. Buy the dip, sell the rip. Don't buy this dip. Wait for it to find buyers again. Wait for it to find buyers again. She's trying to. But so far, 2 little wins on it on the scalps. But we had such tight risk, I could take a good bit of size. So you figure I only had roughly, what, 6 cents a share of risk. Pretty much on both entries. Back in again at 205, risking 2. Here's 209, 210. Again, I'm going to go ahead and sell some more back at 210. I'm just telling you, buy the dip, sell the rib. Every time it finds buyers off the dips. There you go. Here's 210. Looks like it actually wants to move now. Let's see. Don't chase it up here. Those dips were the entries. Got to be prepared. Got to be ready. Does it want to make the move now? Sold a half back at 210 again. I just keep on making it risk-free. It's all I keep on doing here. So far, $200 and now $95 of profit on this, and I want to see the break of 213. Here's 211s, 212s testing. Back to 207. Again, my entry here is at 205. And it is now risk-free because I sold a half up there at 210 from a 205 entry. So which means I sold a half at 1-to-1 risk to reward to make it a completely risk-free trade. Testing 211 again. Can we get the break? We can always add over 213 as well. So far, these dips have just been awesome. You figure 5 cents here, 5 cents there, 5 cents here. It adds up. It adds up. It really does. And so far, we've been able to play this for about 8% profit. Just playing it in this tight little range. And we're so positioned now in this that, yeah, it's a risk-free trade. If it doesn't go, then it doesn't go. We just don't lose anything, right? And again, current average cost is 205. I sold a half at 210 to make it risk-free again. And you can also see the entries and exits on the screen there as well. Can we get the break of 213 though? That's what we're looking for. Ticker is BRTX. Volume starting to decrease up here over 2. I want to see if the buyers start to circle back to this. But again, if it does break 2, I'm out with 0 risk, since I did scale a half out at 210. Market opens in 5 minutes as well. If this can hold up well over like 213 or so, I'll hold it into the bell. If it opens down here off like 205 or so, I'm not going to hold it into the open. It needs more breathing room than this into the open. $206, trying to hold. But again, it's risk-free for me since I did sell a half at 210. Not to mention we've already got 2 trades before this entry as well that we made some profit on. $202 testing, 203 needs to hold off of 199. Getting bought back up and getting soaked off of the $2 area. Let's see if it can hold and get reversed back up here into the 210s. Tons of buyers sitting down here at like 203, 204. Back to 206. 207. Looking good into the open here. I want to see it open over 210. Here's 209 trying to test, and some sellers off the highs there at 210. Let's see. Buyers need to take it up over 210 here. If you have not already sold a half at that 210 earlier from a 205 entry, make sure that it's risk-free going into the bell, because, of course, going into open does carry quite a bit of risk. This should be a risk-free trade. Here's 209 again. It's giving you a chance to de-risk the trade again if you already didn't earlier. Very seldom do stocks forgive you, but this one's trying to forgive you and give you a chance to make it risk-free. Don't be a greedy goofball. De-risk it. It gave you a chance. Two minutes to go. We already have our plans here on the screen as well. LGVM, BRTX, STSS, Tesla, and some MU as well. Don't really know if I like Tesla for today, but I have it on the list anyways. See if we like it. Maybe it opens nicely. Doesn't look like it though. I'm only going to hold a quarter of my position into the open, guys. I sold a little bit more there at my entry. Again, only holding a quarter of my position into the open here. I don't want to carry too much risk into the open here. I know it's risk-free, but I'd like to at least lock in some of this profit. At least go into the open with a little bit of something here, which we will either way. About a minute and a half to go. And again, if my stop loss is hit, I see it posted in the chat, you think it might get hit. If it does get hit, I'll be out with very small profit on this trade. It's no loss because of how I manage my risk here. Here's 207, trying to find some buyers into the bell again here. 207 testing. Keeps on finding sellers off that high around 212, 211-ish. So you need to find a heavy buyer here out of open over 210. Need to find a heavy buyer over 210 on BRTX. And again, make sure that you are de-risked in this trade. Do not hold a lot of risk into the open on this. $208. Market is open. If it does break risk, make sure to manage that. Here's 207. Here's 208. Make sure to manage your risk if it breaks. This is a risk-free trade on my end. Here's 210. Here's 211. Stops are at break even. Stops are at break even. Stops are at break even. Listen to the sound of my voice. Don't let it flip on you. Here's 214. Here's 216. I'm going to go ahead and sell some more up here, guys. Selling some more up here, my BRTX. And stops are at break even. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man. Let the sucker keep going here. With a stop loss in place at your break-even price, you can just let it go. Let her go. And there's the knife. Hopefully you took it out an entry there. Hopefully you took the rest out an entry there. But what a nice play. What a nice play. Overall, we played it from about 205 to 217 on the last entry there. The first two, we scalped it quite a bit. From 205 to 212 twice. And I'm still going to be watching it for a re-entry as well here shortly. All right.